Yo, episode 6, Behind the Stage Tour Stories. My very first time in the USA. So in the year 2024, I got an invitation to come and perform in the US at an event called Zim Expo. So this is an event that has been going on for so many years. It's basically a platform where Zimbabweans come together, they socialize, but there's also the business aspect to it. People do their exhibitions, talk about the different businesses they're running and stuff like that. You know how, when you are far away from home, you like linking up with people from back home, sharing stories, sharing memories, play Zimbabwe music, just create that whole feeling. So over the years, they had so many different artists and whatnot, musicians, etc. So this time around, they decided to have me as part of their lineup to do some performing, some emceeing, and stuff like that. So yeah, I said let's make the application, set the appointment to go to the embassy. Guys, when I was going to the American embassy, I was so freaked out. And when I was given the appointment, what I thought, because I had never been to the US Embassy, I thought if you've got a 10 a.m. appointment, when you get to the embassy, there's no one else because it's your slot, it's your time. I go to the embassy. Part on a queue. There's a long line of people from here to there. I'm noticing something. The people in the queue, what must people what must people hope? What must file? All I had was my passport, the page that you print out like a confirmation letter that shows that you have an appointment, and I think the letter of invitation. That's all I had on me. It's like getting into an exam and you see people asking for graph paper. That's exactly what was happening with me. You graph paper and you also about that graph from there. Wondering, customer is once anyway, I sign my documents up, I say pinda, tapiwa my number, I say, and then we get inside. Then we get to the actual place where they're doing the interviews. When I had been told that you have an appointment for an interview, what I thought was that when you get to the embassy, because the US embassy is different from the UK one. With the UK one, when you are applying, you are not even asked any questions. You are basically just going there to submit your biometrics, right? You would have submitted your documents online, or if you still have any documents that you need to submit, you're basically there to submit the documents and they upload them for you. But no one is asking you, well, what are you going to do in the UK? Who is you? I don't know. They're not asking you that, except maybe when they want additional information. That's when they call for like an interview and you do it virtually. But with the US one, there's an official who's asking you things to get an understanding of what you're trying to do. I'm there, I'm thinking, okay. But still, when they said it's an interview, what I thought is you get to the embassy and then you get to a room and you sit down, you sit on the couch, and then you talk nicely. You talk nicely and they ask you and you respond, and then they tell you if you can get the visa or not. I get there, I see this setup is like, when you go to the bank and you are in the queue and someone just goes to the teller on the counter there. That's exactly it. The bank teller is speaking over the counter and you are responding and everyone can hear your responses. Guys, and because this happens in the presence of everyone, people can actually see, people can actually tell. Kuti what are it dzanyingwa idzi see ipapo kuti apa zvaramba apa zvaita, because kana zvaita you've got to leave your passport and then you come back later to get your passport. So what are you going to do in the US? And I'm visiting. Have you ever been to any other country? No. That's what even Zambia. That's no. So then you understand we're going to the US. Yes. So that was to the south. I am going to go down. But then I counted myself down. I thought to myself, you know what? This trip looked for me. I did not look for this trip. I am not organizing this event. The worst that can happen here is that I'm not going to get a visa. And really, this is not going to change my life. I'm just going to go up there to the counter, answer these questions honestly, and then that's it. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. So time moves, we're in the queue. And you know how when you're at an embassy, and not just at an embassy, anyway, where you are going to be investigated or asked questions or interviewed, or you're going to need a service from someone, and there are various people. While you're in the queue, you will be making a prayer. I hope but I hope I don't go to that guy because that guy seems to be a bit tough. So in that queue, then I got to this other lady, and she was like, hi, how are you? How are you, Jayo? Huh? Sorry? Hi, how are you? Sorry? I said, how are you doing? I'm all right, thank you. And she was like, what do you want to travel for to the US? I'm going there for Zim Expo. It's a business expo for Zimbabweans in the US. And she's like, oh, okay. How long are you planning to be there for? I was like, about 5-6 days. Have you been to the US before? No, I haven't. And before before you go to the embassy for the interviews, you actually have you upload some stuff online, right? Which they'll be seeing on the day of the interview. So then she asked me, she was like, I see you have been to the UK. What were you doing there? And then I was like, I was there to do my comedy shows. I was like, oh, okay. Where can I see that? I was like, you can check it out online. So I'll be sure to check. And I told her, so I was thinking, she's a bit friendly. And then she asked me, what are you going to be doing at Zim Expo? I'm going to be emceeing. But basically in under a minute, the interview was done. Congratulations. You've got your visa. You come back on such a date. So collect passport. Now I'm excited. This is, I think it was in March. And then I traveled in May. I cannot describe the feeling of getting into the United States of America. I have no words for it. Like, I've been to a lot of places. I've been to Australia, I've been to the UK, I've been to Dubai, I've been to Mauritius, I've been to all these places, but I have no words to explain. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I think it's all the stuff that we've always seen on TV growing up. You know, most of the content we consume is American, Hollywood, and all of this, music videos and stuff. So I guess when you finally get there, just the feeling that, okay, so this is it. This is where it all happened. I have no words to describe how I felt landing at that airport in Atlanta. No, actually it wasn't Atlanta. It was in Chicago, yeah. I don't even know what to tell you guys, but I was so overjoyed. And one thing I noticed about the US, everything is so big. In the States, the cars are big, the roads are wide, the buildings are tall, the people are big. Like, everything is super big in America. So it was very exciting. Get to Zim Expo. This is the same day I've traveled. And then they're like, so tonight you just do a few minutes. I'm thinking, yo, guys, this is because I've arrived like at 5, and 7 p.m. they want me on stage. I'm like, but they said, no, it's just a small something. We're gonna have dinner and talk a bit. But I actually thank God I took it up. So I did. I just did a few jokes, just like I'm introducing myself. Yo, hi, my name is the Slick Pastor. I'm coming from Zimbabwe. Just threw in 1 or 2 jokes. And what happened was the Zim Expo guys had invited some people from the Illinois Chamber of Commerce. So these are African Americans who have their business network. who had been invited to the Zim Expo, and they saw me performing. I was like, that guy is really funny. We're gonna invite him one day, for our event. And I thought, nah, these guys are just being nice. They just, they don't really mean it. And then a couple of weeks later, when I was actually back in Zim, I got an invitation to come back. And now I was traveling for the Illinois Chamber of Commerce, their annual thing that they do, and I actually performed there. Now, this is a totally different setup, totally different environment, totally different audience, an American one. So you've got to write jokes that are relevant to that community, things that they'll understand and appreciate, but all of that actually went really, really well. So it's funny how the Zim Expo event in itself wasn't really that big, didn't turn out that big, but it actually opened a very big door for me. So sometimes, the breakthrough or the blessing or the miracle may not necessarily be in the things that we expect. Sometimes you think, the big stage, this is what I need, or this big check, or this big person. Sometimes it's just one small act of consistency, one small act of obedience, one small act of showing up when you were probably tired, when you didn't want to, and then it leads you to a greater opportunity and a greater door. So that's my story about my first time ever in the US. So what I'm going to suggest also in the comments is that if you guys have any particular stories that you may want, or questions for me specifically about behind the stage tour stories, things that are associated to my tours and going around the world performing, things that you might want to know, or something that might be wondering, but what really happened? We're curious to know. Please leave those questions down in the comments. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all until 4 September. We kick it off in Birmingham. 4 September 2026, we're going to be at the Birmingham International Convention Center for an amazing night of laughter. On the 5th of September, Middlesbrough, I'm coming to your city. We are going to have such an amazing time at the Victory House. And then on the 11th of September, London. I see you then. It's going to be a massive, massive show. My first time ever performing in London. And then on the 19th, I'm going to be in Dublin. Dublin is one of my favorite places. The people are so loving and so warm. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we move to Australia on the 2nd of October. Going to be in Sydney. 3rd of October, Canberra. 10th of October, Adelaide. 15th of October, going to be in Paris, France. And then on the last day of the tour, which is the 18th of October, the big shutdown is happening in the city of Poland. So in the city of Warsaw in Poland. So please head on over to www.thestickpasta.com and grab your tickets for an amazing night of laughter and fun. Hoping to see you there. Kombo Rena.